Hello, Bill Miller.
What do you say, Russell?
It's been some time. It's finally good to be here. I know I've canceled a few times. I apologize for that, but I think this is going to be great today, and we're going to talk about what we're doing.
Yeah, you just canceled a couple times, but we're good.
more than a couple times. It
Yeah,
is not enough time in the day for me.
good to see you again. It's been a while.
We need to change the day from 24 hours to 36.
There you go. That'll work.
So to give everybody some background, from 2019 to 2023, we had Original Lyric Stream Radio, and I came up with that idea and asked Bill to join me as co-host. And what great times, Bill, we had during that time.
Yes, we did. Absolutely.
The number of guests from all around the planet, independent artists had a chance to play their music and talk to us about their background, and we could name all the countries, but Switzerland, Africa, the UK, Germany, and so forth. But a lot of great artists in the United States, and I thought we gave them good exposure and some really good insight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I liked how it was all set up, and I liked the questions that we asked. And it seemed like every person that came on the show, we always got a different answer to the same question, which was really kind of fun to hear.
No, it was. The insight and their background and their love of music was tremendous, and we used to do that weekly. But then after that, in 2024, we did Just Talkin' Music. I think we recorded about 10 episodes there, and there we just opened it up to any music subject we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, that was an interesting type thing too. I mean, we kind of talked about was, as we used to say then, off the cuff.
Off the cuff?
Off the cuff.
Right.
So we just kind of talked about everything and anything that happened to come along.
Yeah, so what we're going to do here, and Bill and I text all the time, we thought, first of all, we've never been in the same room together to record. This is a first.
How did that happen?
I was in Palm Harbor on the West Coast, and Bill was here in his music studio in DeLand, and we made it work, but we thought when I come up and visit, we always had, a long conversation about music and what's taking place. So why not record it and post a link, right, to put it out to your platforms and mine, and we'll call it a Just Talking Music episode. Why not?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Why not?
So we're going to present some subjects and topics for you, and we hope it's insightful. Bill and I have long experience in not only songwriting, but creating music, and we know what's out there. We want to try to tip you off to the good and the bad, and, hope you pick up some good information today.
Yeah, good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So let's talk about, Bill, what we're both doing now with our own music. And I just mentioned to you the other day, I just finished my 28th track in studio. I'm going to be releasing this in December. It is a Christmas song, an original Christmas song I wrote. Yeah,
cool.
And I'm really excited about it. It's really good. It's a combination of folk and really good acoustic guitar and piano to it. So I'm looking forward to it. I never released a title before, and I'm kind of superstitious.
Come on, what's the title?
I'm kind of superstitious that way. So I'll let everybody know, right around December. But we just finished that up 3 weeks ago.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know you're writing songs like crazy. I mean, some of the songs you
Yeah,
sent
all
me.
of a sudden I went through a session there where for a couple of months I was just writing and writing and writing and writing. It's like, wow.
How many songs have you written so far?
About 80.
80?
80.
Over what period of time?
About 2 years.
That's incredible. 80 in 2 years.
Yep.
Wow.
Recently I did 7 in about 2.5 weeks.
That's incredible.
I don't know. It's something that just comes to me, and once I start writing or thinking about it, I have to start writing. It's like it doesn't stop. It just keeps coming, and it's like your pen better be ready, because I talked about it once before, one time where I was driving down the road, and this song came to mind, and I pulled over in an empty parking lot, but I didn't have nothing to write with, and I didn't have nothing on my phone that I could record with, but I happened to have a whole bunch of napkins. So I wrote the song on the napkins, and when I got home, then I put it in my computer. So always be ready.
Yeah, never leave. The voice recorder is always on my front part of the screen on my
Yeah,
Android, right?
yeah,
And anytime I have an idea or thought, push button, record it, and
ab-
save it. And
absolutely.
I have, I don't know how many samples or examples,
Yeah, that's
but I don't know how you feel about writing. I write about life, and I can never get blocked when you write about life.
yeah. I kind of, I guess I could say life or events or something that's happening in my life is, or maybe even something in the news. Maybe it's whatever triggers me, and then I just go from there.
I've written about news events before.
Hmm.
There's three that comes to mind. I'll give you an idea of one that I wrote called "Shame Spill." It was about the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico
Oh, right, right.
that took place, and I was completely disgusted by the greed that took place from
Hmm.
corporations
Right.
to meet quota
Yeah.
and completely avoid safety on the rig. And that's what happened. They ignored it. They kept on having to produce it, and it killed 11 people.
Right.
So I was compelled to write about that, and that's a good example of one of my tracks on constructive or destructive, the second CD I put out.
Yeah. One of the latest ones that I wrote has to do with how, I don't want to just say government, but how our world now is decaying the young children's minds. And that's got some pretty interesting and in depth lyrics.
That could be another show altogether. The
Yeah,
government.
absolutely. Yeah, that's for
We won't
sure.
go there.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
No comment.
Yep. Yeah, bypass that one. Yeah.
No, but I've enjoyed every minute. I don't know how many songs I've written. It's probably over 100. But as I'm a big Eagles fan, and they would say
Right.
back in the day, not every song is good. But you keep on writing,
Oh,
and
sure.
eventually they will be good.
Exactly.
That's
I see where they're going on their last tour.
They are. We did a show, if you remember back. We did a show on the Sphere,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and they're in there now. And what an incredible facility this is!
Yeah, that's
It looks
amazing.
like a planet, and they can advertise on the outside of it. On the inside, there's 108,000 speakers inside, so there's not a bad seat,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
No matter where you're sitting, and the stage looks kind of small, but then the whole inside is full of graphics. So while like they're playing Hotel California, they have the imagery of a hotel and people checking in,
Right.
and
Exactly.
I think Joe Walsh said, "I can't look up or turn around. I'd get dizzy." So he says, I just look straight ahead.
Just focus straight ahead. Yeah.
I just focus straight
Makes
ahead.
sense.
Yeah, one of my favorite bands of all time. Now they have Vince Gill playing with them,
Right. Right.
and
He's on tour with him.
he's kind of singing the songs for Glenn Fry and Randy Meisner.
Oh, okay.
And then Glenn Fry's son is on the stage too, Deacon Fry.
Right. I heard that.
Yeah. So it kind of energized their band. In fact, Don Henley said it would never happen unless his son was part of it. He wanted that bloodline.
Wow. Okay.
He wanted him involved.
Good.
So they keep on going. But Don Henley's 78, Joe Walsh is 78. They're getting older. I think it's over in a couple of months because I know Vince Gill has a solo tour planned in June.
Okay.
So he's not going to be performing with them. It's like
Well, I know Vince Gill a lot of times. He performs in Crossroads with by Eric Clapton.
yeah. Oh, he's incredibly talented.
So,
He used to be in Pure Prairie League
oh,
back in the
okay.
day. Yeah.
Didn't-
It's like, Amy, what you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Awesome.
part of that. So, yeah, we just did that song the other day. Yeah, that's a good one. But getting back to songwriting, it's probably the favorite part of music for me. It's just deep in thought. I have an open Word document on and come up with a title. And what I usually do is I don't worry about structure first. I'm just typing in words.
Right.
They could
right.
have no meaning or sense or structure to it. It's just a big paragraph of words. And then from there, I kind of look at first verse, bridge, chorus. And it's a fun way to do it as opposed to like grinding, sitting there. Oh, what's the first line?
Right.
Right. So that's what I
Well,
do.
I've been pretty lucky so far. I haven't had to sit there and worry about it. It
Yeah.
just comes and just flows and be ready.
Right.
because there it is.
Yeah.
You know, you hear people talk about they wrote the song in 15 minutes or a half an hour, and then you hear other people say, "Well, I went back to it after a year," and so I don't know. If I had to wait a year, I think I would lose
Oh no.
wherever I was headed.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I have to.
I kind of like the way it hits me. I mean,
Yeah, if you're writing a song, you can't break for a longer period of time. You got to
nah,
just, every day just do a little something
right,
until
sure,
it's done.
absolutely,
But I record, and I'll gladly give this place a plug. Clear Track Studios in Clearwater, Florida is amazing. I've been going there since 2013. They've had quite a few famous artists record there.
hmm
In fact, when I was in there last, they told me Tom Cruise has done quite a few voiceovers there.
Oh wow,
Yeah, for movies, for I think Mission Impossible movies.
right,
But it's a friendly atmosphere. The engineers are great in kind of directing you, and they're involved, right? You know how you could have somebody there who's not really into it,
right,
and they're just biding the time, waiting to go home, and
right,
not the case here. They're I kind of think of them as directors,
hmm
and they've really given me good suggestions along the way, which I take 100%.
right, right.
So love it there. As I mentioned, I just finished a track, and then I have another project probably this year with my friend Stephen Smith.
hmm
I wrote a song for him. He's going to perform it. I might do some backing vocals on it, but he's never been in the studio before, so that's going to
Oh
be a
wow,
good experience for me.
yeah,
See how he manages that.
cool,
Yep,
awesome.
yep. So 80 songs in 2 years.
Roughly, yeah. None of them have, most of that, a good majority of it, I'd say half at least, are just lyrics. They haven't been put together. I do have
Right.
the idea, but they're still just in the lyric stage.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine writing, like physically writing lyrics. I would have to just type. Type is a better process for me. you know, 80 songs, your hand may get sore with the pen,
And
writing all
then
that down.
then I go back and type it on the computer so I don't forget it.
Well, kind of switching gears, I know who your musical influences are.
Who's
But tell
that?
tell everybody who you grew up and who's pretty much your mentor in music.
Well, I go back into the probably mid '60s. Wasn't too much on Beatles or anything like that, but I was huge on the Bee Gees, um, Moody Blues type stuff. The Cream, which later has turned into a super big fan of Eric Clapton. And now I got two new ones that I kind of follow a lot too, is Joe Bonamassa and Beth Hart. And so I kind of evolve around their style.
Yeah, it's really the artists from back in the day into now, and there's a lot of artists I respect now. Bruno Mars
Right?
reminds me of James Brown a
Hmm.
lot. The way he dances and sings, and I like the Foo Fighters. That's
Right.
rock. Lady Gaga, she has a great voice. She's done some good songs lately lyrically, and she's really talented. I'm trying to think of who else. Do you watch American Idol and The Voice?
I haven't followed it that much.
I haven't really watched it, but those are good. Back in the day, they would say you need to spend, how many hours in bars playing before you could potentially, get famous or heard.
Right?
Well, now through those TV shows, I mean, if you win, you get an automatic,
Right.
contract,
Right?
to be promoted. But back in the day, for me, I mean, there's two bands that really stand out: the Eagles and Pink Floyd.
Absolutely. Pink Floyd, yeah.
I've used sound effects in my music, really being a big fan of Pink Floyd.
Right?
We talked about before we went on David Gilmour.
Right?
His solos have been heard in space, guitar solos.
Right? I read that.
Yeah.
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 Comfortably Numb.
Yep. Yeah.
There's something he does with the guitar, and he clearly admits he's not really fast on the fret, but the way he bends and slides and uses the bar
Right?
and other effects to make his sound louder.
Right? Yeah.
He's a unique guitarist.
I saw in an interview with him that he's got and I forget what he called it, but he's got this certain kind of box he uses, and he he leans on that heavily to give him the sounds that he's after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting.
Not only Comfortably Numb, but Shine On You Crazy Diamond. There's many other songs
That's a
that he
good
has solos, and then after Roger Waters left, the Division Bell and Momentary Lap of Reason. Those are two good listens if you haven't listened
Oh yeah,
to those albums after Roger Waters left.
right.
They're very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
I like.
I'm a big fan of his. Really big.
I like their songs. Their new ones are interesting, where he's got his daughter involved now.
Yeah, well, his solo stuff. In fact, I have that, and he just toured last year with that. Still
Okay.
great.
Yeah,
Still
absolutely.
great.
Better believe it.
He brought on a producer, a younger producer who never really. He heard him before, but really wasn't like enchanted with their sound.
Right.
And he gave David Gilmour a lot of good suggestions. I think his name is David Andrews,
Okay.
but he was younger and really. I think one thing he told him is he says, "Why does every song have to fade out?" Right?
True. Yeah.
Because he was used to that,
Right. Right.
and he kind of taught him, well, you don't have to do that every time. So,
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
and then the Eagles as a group, their greatest hits is the number one selling album ever. Right. So in the top three, it's the Eagles' greatest hits, Michael Jackson, Thriller, and then Hotel California, number 3. That's pretty good. When you have the first and third best-selling albums of all time.
Yeah.
Not only did the Eagles produce all that great music, then individually, Don Henley solo, Glenn Frey solo, Joe Walsh solo.
Right.
Right? That's a lot of music.
Yeah. Absolutely.
A lot of music.
It's a lot of music.
But all these artists, Bill, are getting older, and they have to go and play live. That's the only income stream
Yeah.
for artists now.
I've heard that from many people, that as far as the music, selling the music, or even merch,
Yeah.
they got to get out on the road,
Yeah.
because that's where the money's at.
That's the only way they can sell it.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, I'm sure, bands like that are still going to sell on their website,
Oh, sure.
but, not to the extent of them going on the road and selling that live. So,
I think they make their share of money in a sense, because when I look way back when I first went to a concert, it was like $2.50, and now it's like $250.
well, don't remind me.
So, quite a difference.
I went to a concert in 1979. Little River Band, Heart, and the Eagles, $9.95 ticket.
Wow.
That's 3 shows for under $10.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
Yeah, it is. I don't believe it.
I saw Roger Waters in the Amway in Orlando. I think that was like $250 a ticket. Pretty close to the stage, but that's a lot. $500.
Better believe it. Absolutely.
But
Man.
it's all these groups, are getting up there, and they leave their legacy behind, and new artists to take over.
Yep.
So
Yes, I'm so like back old school type stuff that I don't really follow who's who now. I'm not saying I don't listen to their music or like it, but I just don't follow who they are like I did back in the day.
well, my 2 favorite social media platforms are Instagram and TikTok, and they keep up current on all the music
Mm-hmm.
that's out there. Instagram is probably my favorite. I've been on there quite a while, but they keep up current with what's taking place in music trends.
Right.
So it's good for me to always take a look at that and see what's going on.
Sure.
So, well, let's take a little break from the conversation. I'm going to play. But my song "Alone" is going to be played, and this is probably my number 1 favorite song of anything I recorded. So let's take a listen to that.
I know it's my number 1 favorite.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Yeah, Alone.
Where will I go today? Sit to reflect. How did I get here? Try to smile, can't hide the pain. Grown children of many ages. I am alone. Look up to the sky, ask the dear Lord to protect me. Alone. Thank you for the money and food. Always say goodbye. Alone. Downtown gazebo is a refuge. People talk, laugh, cruel jokes. Cloth veil hides my face. This is my home and place. I am alone. Look up to the sky, ask the dear Lord to protect me. Alone. Thank you for the money and food. Always say goodbye. Alone. Myself clean, long overdue visit to the doctor. Light turns to dark, so scared. Can I close my eyes to sleep? I am alone. Look up to the sky, ask the dear Lord to protect me. Alone. Thank you for the money and food. Always say goodbye. Alone. Can you tell me what day it is? Lost track of time, news headlines. Hello there, nice to meet you. Tears in our eyes, please help me. I am alone. Look up to the sky, ask the dear Lord to protect me. Alone. Thank you for the money and food. Always say goodbye. Alone.
All right, Bill, that was my song Alone. I know that's your favorite. I think the reason it's my favorite is many reasons. Number one, it's a true story. The lyrics, there was a homeless woman I met in the downtown Dunedin gazebo. My friend Bob Cummings and I were kind of jamming on some stuff. He brought his acoustic guitar. And this woman just sat down with a veil on her face. And she was shy, but she did talk to us about her love of music and talked about her family. And that gave me the inspiration. It was only one word I thought of to write the song, Alone.
Oh.
So it's really emotional, seeing her like that.
Yeah.
And, she would pretty much say this was her home. And I mean, I just, you just shake your head and go, I don't know how people live that way. Why wouldn't her family rescue her from that, stop that madness? But, you don't know people's situations. Do they want to live like that? But that's what that song was about. True story.
Bringing up what you were just saying about living like that and so forth. I wrote a song myself about homeless. And one of the big things that's in the song that I wrote is how they criticize them so bad, or down them, or whatever. And in the song, I say just exactly that. You don't know their situation. You don't know what caused them to get where they're at, so forth. And then at the end of the song, I've got them where they're actually saying, somebody help me, please. Somebody help me get out of this situation. And it's amazing how many people just walk away from them. They don't try to help them. And they just criticize them for whatever reason. And it's like, well, you don't know what they went through, you know.
No, that's true. I've written 2 songs about the homeless. First one was Survival on the Street. I have a lyric in that song. It's society forgiveness reached an all-time low. And that's true. You know, you make a good point. You don't know the background of these people, right?
Exactly.
So don't be so quick to judge. I guess
Absolutely.
that's the
yeah.
I don't think they want to be homeless. I think that's a lot.
And there's some too that you know, no matter how much you try, you can't help them because they're either on drugs or booze or whatever the case. And I mean, I've learned that through experience with some of them, that you just can't help them, and they also don't want help. So
I do wish through taxpayer dollars they could have more shelters, more places where they could go, at least get, you know, a hot meal,
right,
maybe stay a night or something of that nature. But
yeah, I talked to a guy, and he was saying how hard it is to actually go in a place to sleep or get a meal. He says you wouldn't believe how much red tape's behind that.
Right.
And it's a shame, you know. I mean, so many of them want help. They need help. They ask and beg for help, but nobody seems to care.
Well, I can imagine the expense in that. You know, if you just take
sure.
one county.
Oh, sure.
Right, and if you built 10 shelters, I mean, what would be the number?
Right.
In terms of dollars.
Exactly.
It would be expensive.
Oh, sure.
So,
sure.
all you can do is pray
That's
for
it.
them, and hope to get through the heat and the cold and all the.
I feel so bad for them especially like Florida. You think about not necessarily the cold so much down here, but the heat and the hurricanes. It's like, where do these poor people go? You know, it's wow.
What elements would you rather be outside in, the heat or cold?
I wouldn't mind heat.
Yeah, I would take heat over cold.
Yeah, not a fan of cold.
Cold has a way of just numbing.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, you get down in the 20s or so. That's unbearable being outside.
Yeah, I remember a guy in Daytona when I was living over in Daytona Beach. On the colder nights, I said, where do you go? How do you stay warm? Because he was homeless. And he says, I look for a vent that's blowing out hot air.
Oh,
and that's where he would sleep. So, again, you know.
All right, we better brighten the mood here. We're going.
Yeah.
We're going downhill.
Yeah, let's brighten
downhill
this up.
fast.
Let's brighten this up.
Let's talk about next week. You're taking part again in volunteering in the festival in DeLand. The SSA, I think it's still called that, right?
Yeah.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah. Singer-songwriter Association. Yeah.
Yeah, association. And how long have you been doing that? Longer than 2018, right?
Yeah, probably I'm going to say 2017.
Okay.
I think I did it a year before I met you.
Right. Okay.
Which was over in Daytona Beach. At that time, though, I wasn't doing sound. I was basically a runner. I went around and fixed different things that went on at different stages.
And correct me if I'm wrong. What is Phil's last name?
Weiner, I believe. Yeah.
He's done a great job. And just give everybody some background on these festivals. It's only for original songwriters.
Correct.
So they really don't want you singing covers, although I've done a cover once in a while there when we were performing. But, you know, they want you to sing and perform your own songs, which is very unusual.
Yeah, they allow you one cover song.
Yeah. So if you perform in a bar, and you know this, I mean, I remember the first time I performed at a bar. It was called Sneakers Lounge. And as soon as I walked in, I heard Metallica in the background. I'm like, uh-oh. They're expecting to hear Metallica. They're going to be highly disappointed. But they want you to play 100% covers.
Right.
They don't want you to play your song at all.
Right.
So I tip my hat off to him. He supports independent artists.
Right. Yep. And it's a great show to come out and see. You have genres of all sorts.
Right.
You've got, I think the land has 21 stages this year.
Yep.
It goes from 1 to 1. Whatever style or whatever type of music you want to hear, you can find it. It's there someplace.
Yeah, it is.
So they have arts and food carts and all kind of different things out there.
And you've always worked in a great area, which I've liked. It's called Chess Park.
Yeah, my favorite spot.
Yeah, so and you can walk in between that area. You see a lot of people walking through it,
Right.
and they stop, of course, and listen to the music.
Sure.
I remember performing on Indiana Avenue
Mm-hmm.
a few times.
Right.
That was a good spot for foot traffic too.
Right.
By the way, very good food in downtown DeLand.
Yeah.
Excellent food.
A lot of nice restaurants.
Those little
down there.
cafes.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Yeah. I've had some great acts at Chess Park. I've had some little kids that was in a band. They couldn't have been but 10, 12 years old.
Yep.
And they packed that park. Now this park's
kidding.
not real big. I mean,
No.
it's decent, but it's not a huge. And it's got great acoustics.
Right.
And these kids took over. I mean, the people that stopped there were applauding and yelling, and I mean, they were going crazy over these
Nice.
kids.
Nice.
So, and I've had some known artists that come through and stuff. So,
Do you love the bands, Bill, that they take about 25 minutes to set up, and then they have to get off the stage in 20 minutes?
Yeah,
And then they're upset?
Yeah, I've been through a few of those.
The ground rules for the festival is you get, what, 8 or 9 songs?
Well, basically what it boils down to is you get an hour.
You get time.
So
Right. 50 minutes?
it's up to you how you do the hour.
Yeah.
So basically what I tell everybody is if it takes you 15 minutes to set up and 15 minutes to tear down, you got 30 minutes of playing time.
Right.
So if you bring in stuff that takes you 40 minutes to set up,
Right.
why are you there? You got to tear it down already.
You
know?
cannot have a 5-piece band at these festivals.
Well, I've had a whole lot more than that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I've had.
I would never do that. We always went in there with just 2 people. It was, I was on vocals and had an acoustic guitar, and we just
Right.
jammed. And that took no time to set up.
Yeah, I had my soundboard is 12 channel,
Okay.
and I've had all 12 used.
Wow.
And they play one song, which doesn't really give me a good amount of time to really tune them in.
Yeah.
And the song's over, and they're done, and they're tearing down, and they're leaving. And then they're mad because to them they didn't sound right. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, when you know the ground rules up front and
Right.
you then ignore the ground rules,
Right.
that's your own fault.
Oh, sure.
You know.
Absolutely.
So that was our thought process behind it.
Right.
Acoustic guitar, vocal, let's go.
Right. Exactly.
And we
Yeah.
can get in like 9 or 10 songs
Now,
and be happy.
another good festival I do is the one over in Norman
Right?
at Casements.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I
A beautiful venue.
yeah.
Very
and
nice.
I've got a spot there where I'm inside the building in a room,
Right.
and
That usually
that
takes
one-
place in October, right?
uh,
Ormond Beach.
yeah, September, October,
September,
something like that.
October,
Yeah,
yeah.
somewhere around. Yeah, it's right before DeLand again, which is November.
Now there, I appreciate the arts and crafts, and they have this massive stage there,
Right.
which is great. But if you ever walked in and out, there's some interesting exhibits there.
Oh yeah.
Food is great there too.
Yeah, they've got a lot of people that show up with their
Yeah.
different arts. A lot of different kind of foods and stuff there too.
You go over that big bridge over the water,
Right.
and it goes right down.
Right.
Yeah, he's done a great job. I give Phil a lot of credit.
Oh, yeah.
They stopped doing Daytona, so it's really Ormond
Yeah.
Beach and DeLand now.
Right. Now I did see in a something that Phil had put on Facebook, and I'm not sure what it's all about, but he just set up the stage for Daytona again.
Oh, he did.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. I wouldn't swear to it, but I think it's just a one-time deal, like maybe just a day or something like that.
Okay.
But he does a lot of other things too. He does a lot of other little things that goes on over in Daytona, and I know he always does New Year's. He's got a ball that he drops, and he sets up a stage and stuff. So
He's just a big
involved.
fan of music. So I really appreciate that.
He's an artist. I mean, he plays guitar and
Does he play?
piano.
Okay.
Yeah, and sings and stuff. He's got his own band.
We probably did 20 of those over time, and I probably won't, I'm not going to do any more.
Right.
But I might, show up once in a while and just be a fan.
Sure.
But I thoroughly enjoyed, there would be an artist helping you on the stage to get set up. It was really
Right.
a teamwork,
Right.
Type of an event.
Sure.
So, hey, I've always said if you write them, you want to perform them.
Absolutely.
So that's the platform to do it for sure.
Yeah, I've got several that come out to Chest Park that I look for them every year, and they look for me every year.
Yeah.
It's gotten to be that kind of relationship. Just awesome,
And not to mention food again, but you're right across from Tony's Pizza, the best pizza in the whole world.
Right.
For sure.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Tony's.
Plenty of food around.
Well, let's switch gears going into our last topic. And this is a really important one. I want to talk about scams in music today. And it appalls me that they prey on singer-songwriters who, like me, every time I go into the studio, I get, nervous, and I'm so, happy about it to produce a song. And, I'll give you an example of what I got in the Gmail 2 weeks ago. It's a supposed label called Massive Records. And they went to the extent of saying the song that they were interested in, sync licensing and publishing, and going to the extent of the TV show they wanted to put in. TV show with Ted Danson in it. I think it was called Man on the Inside or something.
Huh.
So they went to the extent of saying all that. And, they said, well, if you're interested, and I said, well, what are next steps? And I replied by Gmail.
Right.
So they sent me this supposed contract, right, and I'm looking it over. Will you gladly pay us $192.46? Now, there's no legitimate publisher or sync licensor that's ever going to ask you for money in advance. No one.
Right.
I just laughed, and I went to the top and I hit spam, hit mute,
Right.
and got rid of them. Right? And that's a perfect example.
Yeah. It amazes me how many offers I get sent to me about, if you pay $15 or if you pay $25, we'll put you on this radio network, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I'm like, why would I want to pay you?
Exactly.
You should be glad to have my song to put on your show.
Now, once in a while, I do some marketing, and you really have to, but it has to be low expense marketing, right? If you're spending like maybe $20-$30 to get your music out there, by streaming,
Right.
that's okay with me. But when you're starting to spend high dollars, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
Because the streaming services are looking out for bot streams.
Right.
And when they see a larger number of streams coming in, the red flag comes up. And they don't want you to do it. So they automatically think it's fake.
Right.
It's not actual, music. So
Right.
you got to be really careful. And that's why, Spotify to me I'm not a big fan anymore. I still market through them, but it's very little.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to be getting away from Spotify.
Well, they seem to think that their corporation is more important than the music. Now, let me understand this. So where would they be without the music? It would be blank air.
Right. True.
Right? So I think you have to respect the artist first. And there's many mainstream artists. I think Neil Young is one that said, I'm never going to have.
Right. Didn't he pull everything off of?
Oh, I think he did. Yeah.
I think he pulled everything out of there.
Yeah. But getting back to scams, that example, don't pay anybody money in advance for a promise, for publishing or sync licensing. And
Right.
what sync licensing is, TV, media, movies, to have your song considered for any one of those platforms.
Right.
And I mean, if you do, and we had, if you remember, we had Jason Donato on our show.
Right.
Spike Lee picked up 2 of his songs.
Right. Right.
I think he paid him like $10,000.
Yeah, I remember.
Right, for a
that.
couple of his shows. So it can happen, and it's and you may get residuals too on top of that if it does happen. But this is where all the vultures come in, so to speak, and they try to, tell you something about your music that's not true.
Right.
That to me, that should be a felony. They should be arrested. But where do you find them? How do you find them?
Right. I remember somebody else too that was on the show. His song got put in a commercial, and he was also in the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember his name offhand, but I remember that situation too, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, and there's another. I think it's called the Indie Network. and they send me emails all the time, and they want, and as soon as, and this is good advice for everybody, as soon as you see a company name or read a company name in your Gmail, just do a Google search, type their name in.
Right.
Right. They'll tell you if it's a scam or not.
Right.
Right. And they'll do reviews, and, people will say, don't do this, or, stay away from this, and as soon as I read that, that's the end of it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the end of it. So
yeah, do away with that one.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's some legitimate, companies out there, but anyone who wants money in advance, that's a no.
Yeah.
Absolute no.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's my wife and I had this conversation the day. She goes through her Gmail, and all of it's just nonsense, right? I get so many things about insurance or trips or stuff like that, and you read the Gmail out loud, it makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
But there's some people that take that to heart, and they start clicking. Ooh,
right.
No, you can't do it. You can't do that.
Yeah, once you click it or respond to it, you're done.
You're done.
That's it.
Yeah,
they got you.
Because what you're saying is, I'm giving you authorization.
Yep.
If you click it.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
That's my advice on scams and music.
Dangerous. Yep.
No, it's very dangerous.
So what's in the future for you? What are you looking to do here?
Well, as we spoke earlier, my love is the studio. And I only play once a month, a coffee house, kind of intimate setting, 60 or 70 people, which is good. It still gives me, gives me the experience of performing live in front of people,
right?
Which, by the way, is not easy to do.
Right.
If nobody's done it and they're playing in their garage, and I would encourage you to go out and play live in front of people,
right?
Or what do they say? Put in your 10,000 hours, or
right. Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, recording music. Probably in August, I'll go back into the studio, and next year I have a couple songs planned. You've heard me mention my friend in Italy, 9G,
right?
Where I have the chance to record with him, and he produces his music there, completes his files there, sends me his files and stem files.
Right.
I bring that into the studio, and then I just record over them.
Oh, okay.
It's an amazing process. I've been working with him for a few years, and he's multi-talented on keyboards and kick drum and bass, and it's a different sound for me rather than the pop rock track. So that's another genre I do. So I probably have 5 different genres now.
Oh, okay.
That I perform music in. We did a song "Dream" together, which is on YouTube,
right?
And then "Megalomania" we did.
Right.
And I'll do another one with them next year,
cool.
2027. So if I can go into the studio and do a couple tracks a year, I'm happy with that.
Sure.
The days of recording albums are over. My second album took almost 2 years to make 11 tracks.
Wow.
Yeah. And a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm sure. Don't doubt that.
That was probably about $8,000 to do that one.
Wow.
Between studio expense and have some musicians coming in, and
right.
So it gets up there. But do I regret it? No, absolutely not. No, it's the love of art, and it's the love of music.
Sure.
It's the best thing I've ever done. It's
absolutely
by far it's the best thing I've ever done. When you're singing in the car or singing in a choir and you're doing it informally, and you'd always think, well, could I do this in a high profile studio setting?
Right.
That's a big leap. It's a real big leap. So
yeah.
A lot of fun. What about yourself?
I'll continue to write and do my festivals, which I super enjoy. I love all the different artists that come to the festivals and the different people that get up on stage and listen to their music and some of their new stuff, and just talking with them, and I just enjoy them talking to me. Or even if they're not on my stage at that time, but they're playing at the festival and they come by and they say hi. That's awesome. I enjoy it. Love it.
Well, we had many guests from the festivals on the show.
Yeah, quite a few.
Right? I mean, that was perfect because you had
quite
business cards and I had some of my own, and we used to pass them out freely.
Right.
We'd like to book you.
Yeah, we got quite a few of them from the festivals.
Yeah, that was just great times, right? I mean, what a great experience that was. I always wanted to do it. And I could check that box and say, we put together a quality show. And
that was great.
And don't forget, that was right in the middle of COVID.
Right.
Right?
Right.
2020.
Right. Yeah.
And that's when people couldn't do anything. Everything was closed, and
Right.
I think we gave them a good entertainment option.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, Bill, I thoroughly enjoyed this, and we're going to do this again. Hopefully, I can come up again in maybe July or August, somewhere in there, and
All right.
we'll change the topics and
Yeah.
hope this was a good conversation for people to listen to. And as you know, I could talk about music for hours on end.
Oh, sure. Now we finally got together in a studio
Yes.
here.
Yes.
So now the next big thing is for me to get down there to you to go play at the gazebo you keep talking about by the bridge.
Oh, I'm telling you, you would love to see downtown Dunedin. Reminds me a lot of DeLand.
Oh,
Very
okay.
similar. It's a beautiful downtown. The gazebo is right by the library, and I'll tell this quick story before we go. It's in honor of Laurie White. Laurie White was a Nashville star, but she was originally from Dunedin.
Okay.
And unfortunately, she passed away in 2018 with cancer. My friend Bob Cummings, and this is just ironic, she was in his band when she was 19 years old, a band called Flashback. So he knew her.
Wow.
But it had been years since he did see her. But when he heard of her passing, he went to the mayor of Dunedin and said he would like to perform. And he knew, someone who was a songwriter, which was me.
Right.
So I wrote a song for this tribute called Dunedin's Homegrown Girl.
Mm.
And we performed it on stage in front of her family in a local club in downtown Dunedin, where they had a big gathering and the tribute. One of the great highlights of what I've done with music.
Nice.
So there's a big plaque outside this gazebo with her picture on it. And
wow.
it's to her honor. And I see a lot of people playing music there. I saw an Irish band in there one day.
Interesting.
They were practicing.
Oh, wow.
So you would absolutely love Dunedin. It's really down home, kind of like what DeLand is.
Right.
DeLand is. I remember seeing remember that big graphic on the wall in downtown
Which one?
here. Oh, I know there's many, but
Many.
it's a full wall mural of people like back in the day.
Oh, okay. Right.
And I love DeLand, but
Yeah.
you would love Dunedin. You have to get down there someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean-
That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, I'd love to be in studio, like during a session. That would
Yeah,
be,
that would be
interesting.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's something I know I'd enjoy.
My sound engineer, Stephen Clark, is tremendous. He's great.
Yeah, that
I call
just
him the
walking in
director.
the studio would
Oh, you'd
put me
love
in
it.
awe.
Oh, you'd love it. You got to see the soundboard. It's enormous.
Yeah, I've seen some of the pictures of
Yeah.
that thing.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah.
Wow.
Their rooms are labeled A, B, C creative, M mixing. They have 2 big mixing rooms. So they have five different rooms in there.
Now, is this like in a house, or is this like a warehouse type?
No,
thing?
it's a regular structure. You wouldn't know it's a studio because they don't have this like big neon sign outside. It's
Right.
a very simple building, but once you go in, I mean, look out. I mean, the technology is unbelievable. I would never go anywhere else, nor would I even think about recording at home. I know some people do that.
Right.
I wouldn't know what I was doing. I mean, I leave it up to the professionals, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, that was a long-winded answer, but again, it's great
Cool.
being here, great being in the same room, finally recording. We are going to post this link
Yeah.
here shortly. We're going to label this Just Talkin' Music
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
And
Back again.
Back again. I look forward to doing this again, Bill.
Yeah.
Thank
me
you very
too.
much.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. See you next time on Just Talkin' Music.